All right, ladies. So, since this episode is diving a little bit deep into our personal experience, I just want to wish peace in your heart and just for you to put the right words onto this episode so that you can inspire someone and hopefully release some things that you may not have discussed before or just something that you have not shared before. And yeah, just know we got this and let's go.
Let's go. Pop that sheet.
Pop it. Hold up.
Uncle Willie's son. You
Hold
Uncle
up.
Willie's son.
Hold on. What's that? Oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
I mean.
Cheers.
Yes. That was not right, y'all. I did not mean to say that.
Welcome to our official first episode. Before you even go further in this episode, go ahead and pause this video, subscribe, comment, and like the video as well. And you can also follow us on Instagram while you're at it. And then you can come back and you can press play, okay?
Just a little something.
Just a little something, something. As you all know, real estate is a relationship-built business. And the most important relationship that you need to have is with yourself.
We not only excel in our career, but we all had experiences early on that shaped us into the women you see today.
And today we'll talk about how those experiences influence our past and also the lessons we carried along with us in our adult life.
Hearing how we overcome challenges, we hope to inspire you to use your own life lessons to grow both personally and professionally.
All right, so for a little introduction again, my name is Jensen.
My name is Deja.
And I am Britney,
And I am Sasha.
and we are
Beyond the Deal. All right, so we're going to start this episode off with a new segment that we are calling Real Tea. So for this segment, we're going to be answering real estate related questions only that we've gotten not only on social media, but just in working in the real estate industry. So who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay, so my realty question is, what else do you want to do in real estate? For me, I would love to build. So, Deja, I already know.
Miss Builder Bay.
Builder Bay.
Builder Bay. No, I would
Got
definitely
you.
love to build. I know I for sure have an eye for building something great.
Yes.
Something that a lovely family will adore, a bachelorette will adore, a bachelor will adore.
Yes.
You know, I've had my fair share of being different places and seeing different things. But no, I just definitely know that I have the eye to catch that glimpse and have somebody fall in love with whatever I build. So
And you definitely have the style.
I
Exactly.
have style, honey.
Mhm.
I think real estate
Definitely.
agents would be the best builders because, I mean, a good real estate agent
Right.
because they're the ones who kind of can tell you what buyers want and don't want.
Exactly.
So I think if people have never been in the real estate industry before and they're builders,
Right.
a real estate agent is the best person because y'all be
Yes.
doing stuff that don't make sense.
Oh, and one thing that I am doing, I'm putting that tub in that shower.
okay.
In that master.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm
Why-
making
I
that
don't know why
master
they're
closet big.
separating it, okay?
And then that
Walk
master
in.
closet needs to be walk-in.
Oh, yeah, we're
Yes.
walking in.
Yeah.
And then builders call us anyway. So,
Exactly.
you know,
You walk my
we end up being a
property and
one-stop
tell
shop
me.
if we are
Exactly.
the builder.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Amen.
that is something that I definitely want to dibble and dabble in. You
Okay.
know, dabble. You can
That's
dibble
good.
dabble.
Hey,
I love
multiple
it.
streams.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else want to go next?
I'll go. I'll go. So my question was, how do you find a good real estate brokerage?
Mhm.
So I love this question
Yes.
because one, I have experienced a few brokerages of my own. So in my experience, when you are looking for a brokerage, you want to make sure that you understand the type of real estate agent you want to be first. So within doing that, you can understand what to look for and what value the brokerage will bring. So for example, let's say if your niche is luxury,
Right.
you want to make sure you find brokerages that have luxury listings, because if you go to maybe either a smaller brokerage or one who doesn't have a lot of power in the city, you're not going to get exposure to the luxury market. Also, you want to go where the heavy hitter agents are because they are getting a lot of the listings that are currently out there on the market. That's a big thing. If you are brand new, you may not have a real estate background or a mortgage background. You want to make sure you go somewhere who has extensive training that literally makes you create your own schedule and routine. So that's really important. So yeah, the first thing you want to do is find out the type of agent that you want to be, attach onto that, but then also understand that your need and what you look for is going to change. It may change in a year, it may change in 6 months. So don't be afraid to change brokerages, because
Absolutely.
you don't get a prize for staying at a brokerage for 6 years. Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many brokerages you have under your belt.
Yeah.
You just make sure you're still getting that same value, because you pay them monthly and you pay them dues, and you want to make sure you pay for something that is giving you something in return, whatever that return is. So, so just figure out your lane and stay open to changing whenever your needs change. So
It's good. So I guess I'll go next. How long before getting licensed did you get your first deal? That's a good question. I think everyone's story is a little different. It just really depends. No one really just gets a real estate license and then next tomorrow they're like, oh, I got a listing or I got 5 buyers. It doesn't happen like that. I was fortunate enough to, like I said, have a referral when I first got my real estate license. It wasn't a big one, but it was like under $300K, but it let me, it helped me learn. But I kind of wish that it didn't happen so soon, because then I'm like looking for the next thing, like,
right.
oh, that was easy, like, shoot, where the next one at? But I'm like, oh shit, I gotta actually
Work.
yeah. So mine was pretty quick, but like I said, everyone is different. I know agents that it takes them maybe a year to get a deal.
A year.
Yeah. See, so sometimes it'll be leases first, or sometimes you might not have anything. So it just really, honestly, just depends. But don't go into getting a real estate license thinking that as soon as you're done, you're going to get a deal. It's just like college. Once you graduate from college with your PhD, you still got to go get a job. No one's just like, hey, here's some money now. So, yeah, it just all depends.
Right. Absolutely. So the question I have is, do you need 2 years of tax returns to buy a home? So actually you don't, especially when you're self-employed. So they have a program called the bank statement loan, and they require 3 to 6 months worth of bank statements. And on my last home that I bought, I actually went through that program as well, and it ended up being cheaper than filing 2 years of tax returns. Because as you know, like when you're self-employed, you do a lot of tax deductions.
Right.
And so, just doing the bank statement loan was like way cheaper than doing it.
You, yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, there you go. There's some real estate questions that we have answered for you guys. If you have any more real estate related questions, please feel free to DM us. You can click the link in our bio. We have a whole form that you can fill out, and we can answer those questions on our upcoming episodes, okay? So as we move on, we're going to get real deep today. Y'all got y'all tissues? Okay. So this episode is called Dear Little Me. This episode, we are doing a little bit of a reflection, kind of what we said in the intro, how we got to where we are now, our journeys, not just through real estate, but in our personal lives and things like that. Everyone has a story, and I'm sure our story can kind of match up to some of our listeners' stories as well. So we'll do a reflection, and then after that, we're going to actually read a letter that we wrote to our younger selves. So again, the episode is titled Dear Little Me. So who wants to go first in their reflection?
Then, let's do it. Let's go.
You want to go? Okay.
Dear little badass me. No, I wasn't that bad. I was just very, curious.
Wait, hold on.
I was
We'll do our reflection first, and then our
story first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about Sasha. Who was Sasha growing up?
Okay.
And,
All right. So, little Sasha. Little Sasha was very outgoing, very gullible. I had to be friends with everybody. I did not love myself. And I feel like, speaking how we spoke about last time, how I'm very funny or love to make people laugh, I feel like that came from my childhood because, well, if I can make somebody laugh, they'll be my friend. Mm-hmm. And that's just how I make friends. I'm goofy as is, but that was my way of opening the door to make friends or get close to people. Mm-hmm. And she was very adventurous, always into some shit. Always, that's what got me in trouble. Just very curious. Yeah. Touching shit I don't need to touch. Being places I don't need to be.
We know I've been there.
Riding my bike all through the neighborhood. I can't say nigger knock. Oh,
I'm about to say
nigger
you
knocking.
one of them DGK,
Yeah.
them dirty ghetto kids.
But I was outside, riding my bike everywhere in creeks and
Mm.
trees, playing with the boys. So that's who little Sasha was. And I was really close with my father. I feel like now as an adult, I'm closer with my mother, but I always lean towards my dad.
Mhm.
That's my dude right there. So I'm a daddy's girl, and I'm so very thankful for him. He really shaped me to be the person that I am today.
Mhm.
A very beautiful person, I
Thank
might
you
add.
so much.
Beautiful.
He did a great job.
Yeah, a little masculine in there, a little thugging, but
You need that in this world.
But he raised us like, hey, you are a woman, but I'm gonna raise you to also be a little mannish, be independent. Excuse my French, but I'm gonna raise you so you won't have to depend on no nigga.
Mm-hmm.
That was my dad.
Period.
Yeah.
So I was changing tires. I was checking my oil. I was building things. I was getting down and dirty.
Mhm.
So I'm very thankful for that. And I feel like I had to learn how to be feminine. I had to learn how to be a woman because, I was with my daddy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And things that I experienced in my childhood, I had a great childhood though. I was always it was always my dad's goal to make sure we didn't have to want for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I say I had the best of both worlds. We had everything and then we had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, I didn't go to the park. I went to Disneyland. We on a jet going to Disneyland. My dad was very successful. Then 9/11 hit and it was like, oh, syrup sandwiches.
Yeah.
Butter sandwiches. Not knowing where our next meal is going to come from. But, we never went hungry, but we struggled.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to make, oh my God, he used to make these fish sandwiches. Me and my sister just thought they were just the best. And it was just a piece of bread and some meat. And he would literally put it in his fist and squeeze it.
What?
So
I ain't never heard that.
we would have like his
Oh,
knuckles.
so they call it fist
We would
sandwich.
call it a fish sandwich.
Oh, a fist.
Fist.
Oh.
No, not fish. His
Oh,
fist.
okay.
Oh, a
He would
fist.
take a piece of bread and some meat and squeeze it.
Hey.
He'd be like, here y'all go. We'd be like, oh shit.
Trying to
oh,
get
so
unique.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Damn.
creative.
Yeah.
Daddy's skin tastes good.
Hey.
But he just made it fun, so I really appreciate
That's
him
good.
so much.
Mhm.
So yeah, little Sasha was fun.
What
She was
about when
fun.
you got a little bit older, like, teenage years? was it about
Teenage
the same?
years? Oh my God, my teenage years. I was all over the place. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know, I didn't know. But like I said, I was very gullible. When it came to boyfriends, I just latched on to whoever I thought liked me. And, oh, they like me. They think I'm beautiful. This is who I'm going to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And I attached pretty quickly and pretty easy to whoever gave me attention
Mm-hmm.
and whoever I thought was showing me love, even though it wasn't love. I'm so much better now. Oh, y'all can't come over here now with that shit.
Fuck what she
But no, I was just very gullible and, I didn't have self-love. I had to, build that up. And especially, with what I went through as a kid with being molested, it made me very, I guess you could say, interested in sex.
Mhm.
It made me hypersexual at a young age. So I was easy. Hate to say it.
So you want to go?
I was just like, okay, this is love.
Yeah, yeah.
You called me pretty. Okay, I'm giving my body.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my virginity at 15. Very sexual then. Yeah, I was outside.
But you're delivered.
Oh,
now.
I'm delivered. Can't touch me.
Yeah.
But no, that it just made me. It just made me very promiscuous.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that I went through that, but again, it shaped me to who I am today. It wasn't my fault.
You're right.
Now that I know it wasn't my fault, it took me a while to understand that I was a victim
Mm-hmm.
and what happened to me was not right,
Mm-hmm. really
as an adult. So I suppressed it for so long. I forgot the term where your brain protects you from
Yeah.
whatever it is that you went through,
Yeah.
But it took me a minute to just realize, like, hey, what happened to you was not okay.
Mm-hmm. Period.
What are some things that you use or some characteristics that you use in your adult life that almost mirrors who you used to be, but you use it maybe like in your work life or, like how you relate to clients or, or even personal relationships?
Empathy and sympathy.
Okay.
Like, I feel for people. And sometimes I can feel so strongly. If somebody starts crying, I will start crying. I'm very understanding when it comes to people now because I know, okay, either they have not healed, they're still holding on to certain things, so I don't take things personal. For me, when shit happens, it kind of takes me a minute to just internalize it. Or just, or sometimes it's more logic, like, okay, this happened, this is what we need to do to tackle it, versus feeling it and allowing myself to
dwell in it.
Hey, right, to sit in it like, hey, this has happened, feel how you need to feel. Now I have to open that door to allow myself that time, give myself grace, because sometimes I'm like, all right, this happened, let me get up, dust off, keep going, push to the back of my head. I don't have time to cry, I don't have time to feel. I got to keep going. So, whew.
That's great. No, that is
Beautiful.
that's what clients need though.
Yeah.
They need that, that realness, that rawness that shows them, hey, not only is she my realtor,
Right.
she cares about me.
She's a person.
Yeah, and she's empathetic to anything I'm going on, whether it's financially or with your family. Like that, it's a lot.
Right.
And so that's awesome.
Yes,
is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh,
That's
learn a
little
little
Sasha.
more. Okay, it's little Sasha.
I'm a little Sasha. Yeah.
Well, we would love to hear your letter.
You want to hear my letter?
Yes, go right on ahead.
Yes. Okay. Dear little me, I want you to take a moment and breathe. I need you to know deeply and truly that nothing was your fault. The challenges you faced were not a reflection of your worth, but rather a part of your journey. You are so incredibly beautiful, even on the days when you don't feel it. Your spirit shines bright, and that light is something the world needs. You are needed, you are wanted, you are loved. The trauma you endured isn't a burden you should carry. It was not your choice, and it doesn't define you. You are so much stronger than you realize, and every step you take now is a testament to your resilience. Remember, we are striving more than ever, and the future ahead is filled with hope and possibilities. It gets bigger and better, just like you. You thick, though, too. Keep shining, little one. The best is yet to come. With all my love, sexy older you.
Okay.
Love that.
I like that little ear.
Cheers. Cheers. Sasha.
That was very good, Sasha.
really good.
Very, very
So
good. Very
And thanks for
good.
being so open. A lot of the stuff that
Yeah.
you expressed, that I didn't expect it to come out, but
Baby, I didn't expect it to
you.
come out.
wow.
It's what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, that
that's-
shit was just like, oh, we on the podcast? Bet.
Guess
Wow.
I gotta tell y'all now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
so-
came out, and I guess it was just finally time for me to release because it came out so easy.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with sharing, and I'm okay now with being open with it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just having a regular conversation. I'm so comfortable with it now.
Yeah.
And I think too, sometimes people say like when they're younger they were like promiscuous and things
Yeah.
like that. But I think a lot of times when you're so quote unquote promiscuous, I feel like that's more so wanting like the affection. Like when you're having
Yeah.
sex, like
Right.
Yeah.
that's affection. So I don't even
Correct.
really think it's just you just being fast. It's
Yeah.
you wanting that
Yeah.
affection
Yeah.
that you don't get.
For sure.
And it's crazy because a lot of people think that, well, you had your daddy in your life.
That doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't
matter.
Yeah.
that doesn't
Your
exempt
man,
you.
Yeah,
Right.
from
You
others.
still want a
things.
different type
Exactly.
of love
Right.
from a man.
Exactly.
And it's like when you're having sex, you're intimate. That's affectionate.
Right. So you're not wrong, Queen.
No, you're not.
A little love.
Good, damn.
Exactly. Well, I guess I'll go next. Are we doing our reflection? I forget.
Go, Jen. Go ahead, girl.
So, like Sasha said, I didn't have a bad childhood. I would say that I did grow up still in a single parent home. My mom was engaged to someone for like 9 years, so I guess he was kind of like my dad now. But yeah, I didn't have a bad childhood. It was me and my brother. I only have one sibling, which is my older brother. And then the person my mom was engaged to, he had a daughter that was my age. We're actually just 2 days apart. So it actually worked out. So I had known him since I was like 2 years old. So it was quite a while that we was, I knew them and we were kind of like quote unquote a family. So fast forward, like I said in the last episode, around maybe beginning of high school, I want to say, maybe end of high school, 2008, I was leaving 8th grade and going into 9th grade, or it might have been reversed.
Pause. Wow.
Or it might have been reversed. But around that time, my 8th to 9th grade year, like I said last time, my mom had lost her job. So, we didn't really struggle or anything like that. The house that we were staying in at the time was a residential lease. And the people who owned the house wanted their house back. So we had to move to an apartment. At that time, like I said, my mom had lost her job, so we were in a one-bedroom apartment. So it was me and my mom. My brother's 5 years older than me, so at this time he was graduating and stuff like that. So he went and lived with his girlfriend and everything. He just left me and my mama high and dry. I'm just saying. But we did live in a one-bedroom apartment, still going to school at this time. My mom was trying her absolute best, and I can say that now. I never thought that my mom wasn't trying her best growing up. But you just kind of don't understand, until you get older, like how hard life really is. So,
Sure.
And then you're raising kids at the same time. So I'm sure it can be hard. I don't have children, but I can only assume how my life is. And I'll be struggling. And I can just imagine having some kids like, I'm hungry. Like, oh my gosh. Like, golly. So, she definitely tried her best. We never were like sleeping on the street or under a bridge or anything like that. So I'm grateful for that. We did end up living in hotels. There'll be times that she probably gonna be like, girl, why you said that? But there'll be times I wake up for school and I'm coming outside. I used to do sports, had to get there early. And I'm coming outside, I'm like, where the fuck is the car?
Oh, you parked over there?
Yeah, I'm coming back in like, the car's gone. So, just stuff like that. My car getting repossessed, just different things. Life, was lifing. So, like I said, we were living in the hotels and things like that. I eventually graduated high school. Now I went to school in Frisco. So we live in like McKinney or like Denton because we're staying with people and we had to wake up like super early just so I can get to school. But at the same time, it showed me like my mom never gave up. Regardless of how much money was in her bank account, she made sure we still got to school. We still had what we needed to have. So I think dealing with that, birthdays would come up or prom. You're in high school, so prom and all this stuff, and you see other people like going to Mac, and that was the thing back then. Paying $50 and getting your makeup done at Mac. Mm-hmm. So, your homegirls come in. And I think that's why I'm so good at makeup. Because I'm like, well, shit, if I can't afford it, then I might as well teach myself, okay? Right. So, we went to places like to get my prom dress, like, because she just really couldn't afford it. But that was okay because she never wanted me to feel like, I was different from anybody else. Like, I still had pretty much everything that everybody else had, even if she couldn't really afford it. So, I'm super, super grateful for that because it really showed me that, despite how your life is financially, you have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just, like Sasha said, you can't just lay down and just be like, well, this is what it is. I guess I'm just going to be broke. So
this is it.
So I had to you can't get an apartment until you turn the age of 18 anyway. So I had to really think. And for the longest, I lied to people saying that I went to college and things like that. I did get a full ride scholarship to Texas State to run track, but my mom was in a hotel at the time. So I didn't feel right going all the way to college, and my mom is living in a hotel. So I didn't go to college. So spoiler alert for everybody I lied to. I'm so sorry.
And those jobs too.
Exactly. But it is what it is, and it was true. It just is what it is. I just couldn't see myself doing that, and she was up living in a hotel. So instead, I stayed in Dallas. I did go to college for a little while, but then I realized college wasn't for me. So if you don't want to go to college, don't let people try to coerce you into going to college. Right. So
and getting student loans.
Exactly, and getting student loans, then you still don't got no job. But that's neither here nor there. So I stayed here. I got an apartment. So I got my first apartment, and at this time, family were staying with me. The guy that I was dating at the time, his cousin was staying with me. I had like 6 other people staying with me at this time in a 1-bedroom apartment. Happened about 2 more times after that with family coming to live with me. And at some point I was like, look, I can't keep taking care of grown people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can barely afford to do it for myself, and no one's helping me, And I'm always like, I'm so kind that I just let people just, it's okay. Or they'd be like, well, Jensen's fine with this. She ain't gonna care. And then eventually I was like, no, actually, y'all, I do care.
Right.
And I want my own house, and I want y'all to go and everybody just do what they need to do so everybody can get back on their feet. So, yeah, I started working in apartments because I'm like, this rent, I was still struggling with my rent, even though my rent was like $660 for my first apartment. Lord knows I wish rent was still $600.
Right.
I did eventually start working in property management, and that's when I started in real estate. So that kind of fueled me because it was like I've lived with people for so long. And you can stay with them until it's like it's time for you to go. But I just wanted my own place so no one could tell me you have to leave. That was my main goal. Can't nobody
heard
tell
that.
me, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, y'all got to get up and go because it's my shit, okay? If
Or
I
just
want
that
y'all,
feeling
yeah, of like,
damn,
maybe
you
they
really
don't want me here. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
overstaying my welcome. So, but like I said, all that was pretty much kept a secret for the longest away from like my family because I was low-key embarrassed. Like, that's kind of embarrassing. I mean, being a child, especially, it's just kind of embarrassing. So I kept a lot of stuff to myself, and I wish I hadn't because after years of just holding stuff in and not sharing stuff, it affects you, whether you realize it or not. It affects you mentally. It affects you emotionally. So yeah, that's why I like pride myself helping people. I try to help as many people as I can as far as real estate goes because I know how challenging it could be just to live somewhere, credit, money, just in general. So it also helps me. Like I will not stay in no rinky-dink hotel. I'm sorry, it just gives me flashbacks, and that just is what it is. But that's just a part of my healing journey. But that's like me from like I said, growing up, I didn't have a terrible life. It didn't hit until I got in like high school. So it was like, the financial burden of things didn't just affect my mom, but it affected me as well being a child. So, but I do appreciate everything that she did and continues to do. She's in a much better place now. I'm in a much better place now. So
Amen.
I'm very grateful for that. So
Amen.
Love
that's
that
my
for
little
you.
reflection.
Let's hear that Jeremy letter.
And I got my little letter. I put mine in a little envelope.
Oh.
So here's my letter to myself, my little me.
That.
So dear little me, I want to start by telling you how proud I am of you. Growing up will definitely not always be easy, but not everything was hard. Know that growing up with a single mother is going to benefit you in ways you can't see yet. You will learn resilience, strength, and independence early on. You will learn how to love fiercely, how to work hard, and how to never give up. You'll have a lot of friends from all different backgrounds as you go through school. These friendships will teach you so much about the world, about yourself, and about the beauty and diversity. But high school will bring its challenges, and there will be some times when it feels like the weight of everything is just too much. Know this, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will get through it, and along the way, you'll learn some big life lessons. You are strong, stronger than you even realize. You'll face a hint of homelessness living with people, but eventually things will turn around. You'll have to take care of a few family members during difficult times, but don't worry, it's not forever. And during this journey, you'll learn to set boundaries and say no, something that used to be so hard for you. For so long, your answer was always yes, even when it hurt you, but you will grow, you will learn to protect your peace. There will be some betrayals by friends that you thought were forever. It will sting, but remember this. Some people are in your life for a reason, and others are here for just a season, and that's okay. What you will carry with you is understanding that true friends show love through not just their actions, but also their words. And here's the not so fun part. You're going to go through some tough stuff. Your mental health will take a hit not only once, but twice. You'll smile on the outside while feeling like everything's falling apart inside, but you'll make it through. God will bring you out of it each time, even when you think you can't make it another day. He's got you, so don't forget that. It's okay to not be okay. Ooh, sorry.
You got this. It's okay.
Let it out if you need to cry. Let it out.
It's okay.
Sasha, you stole
My
my
eyes are
tissue. You
getting
ain't
watery.
right.
Sorry that I don't even have a tissue for myself.
Oh no.
Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Don't
Let it
apologize.
out. This is a safe place.
Don't apologize.
You will meet a boy that you'll think is forever. When it ends, it will hurt deeply, but I promise you, you'll get over it. And that heartbreak will become one of the biggest lessons you'll ever learn. Always remember to love yourself first. Now, I don't want you to give away too much about the future because who doesn't love a surprise? But I'll let you in on a little secret. You'll meet a man and that you're currently engaged to. And let me tell you, getting engaged was one of the most exciting times ever. I won't spoil the details because trust me, you want that moment to be a surprise. Let's just say you'll love it. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay if people decide to leave your life. Just know that God will never fail you. And I know this all sounds scary, but look, we are still here. We've made it. We've survived.
Oh, Jen, I'm supposed to be the G sitting up here, and this is just ridiculous. Now I don't cry at all.
Makeup is too pretty.
Hold up now. Ooh, that was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Ask me all day.
With all the love in the world, your older self.
Yes. Oh, we love
Woo,
you.
I was not expecting to do all that.
Jen ain't right. We should have saved Jen for last.
Oh shit. Makeup
Wow.
check. Hey.
Home and pause.
Ooh, child.
Forward.
Woo, we don't even cry.
I know.
Jen got us crying.
I cry for
Like,
myself.
All day.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
That goes to show you that empathy.
Empathy.
Right.
Okay.
I know that's right. Deja, you're going to have to go. I can't go right now. I'm still trying to gather myself. So, I can't. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of
Jen.
course, y'all. Of
That was
course.
beautiful.
Of course. Thank y'all.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was a lot. So, me growing up, I was fortunate to grow up really good. I grew up middle class. I lived in a gated community at one point. We grew up really good. So we didn't have like many struggles financially, but I did grow up seeing my mom like getting out, grinding, doing all the work. So I guess that's where I got my work ethic from because I was the oldest. It was me, well, it's me and my little brother. And even though my mom had money, it was like whatever we wanted, she's like, you got to get up and come to work with me if you want to get it. So I wasn't like spoiled. I wasn't taught to grow up and be lazy. I had to really like get up and work for anything I wanted, which I appreciate. Back then I thought she was mean and being hard on me, but now I'm like, ooh, I could have been lazy.
Right.
So I'm like, I appreciate everything you made me do. Like you made me get up and work. I remember being so I was 15 years old and I got my first car. And my mom was like, hey, if you want to keep this car, you got to pay the car note. And I'm like, what? I'm paying the car note. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, how am I gonna do that? She's like, you got to get a job. So she took my keys, and within that same week, I found a job working at Sonic. And I lied on my job application and said I was 16 just to get the job. And they ended up finding out. But they kept me inside instead of working outside.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, thank God. But like nothing was given to me. Everything I had to work for. So that really made me the person I am today.
A monster with it.
Right?
Definitely. I'm like, ooh, my mom, she's a monster. She's a beast. But other than that, like my parents were very spiritual and religious. So like we couldn't even listen to like K104.
What?
Yeah, my mom was like, turn it off, that's devil music. So I was like, oh, okay. Like
Crazy.
when we got in the car with my dad, he would be playing the devil music. So we'd be like, okay.
Daddy
So
fun.
Fun over here.
Fun over here. I'm like, oh yeah, my dad's the fun one. I thought my mom was so mean, but man, I appreciate her so much. Like she is amazing. Back to my parents being super religious. So being super religious, we went to church every Sunday. We was raised up in the church. Every morning we had to pray. But I guess, like when you have those preacher kids,
Yeah.
like they're
Oh,
bad.
They lash out,
Yeah, like it's like they know God and they know all the right things to
freakiest.
do. They bad. They be outside. Like, so I knew like I didn't have no business doing the stuff I was doing, but I guess it was just like me wanting to be curious of the devil music and like doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to
So
do.
what is back that ass?
Right.
Right, I'm like, what is this music? Like, what are they talking about? Like, and then I went to private school for the longest. Then when I finally got to middle school, I went to public school. So now I'm like exposed to all of these different people and music, and that's when I started getting bad. And I'm like, skipping school, running away from home, like stuff that it was like, what are you doing? You skipping school, running away from home to go be in these little rinky-dink hotels, and you living in a gated community. Like, what are you doing? Like, just
That shoes
stupid.
different. Yeah.
dumb. But I mean, everything I went through shaped me into the person I am today. So I appreciate it.
I love that.
Usually that happens. Kids that are like, you know,
Good, yeah, grow
good,
up
and like their
good.
parents don't let them do everything. They end up being the main ones that be outside when we get older.
Yeah.
Like you gotta, sometimes you do just gotta let your kids be kids. You know, I don't
Yeah.
have children, but I've seen it, you know, from firsthand. Like kids who like their parents never let them do anything. Now they outside. They got about, you know,
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
bad. It's like you didn't grow up like that. And then too, like I grew up with both of my parents, but I guess even though you have both of your parents, that still doesn't mean like the relationship is good. So I
Exactly.
feel like that had a lot to do with like my relationships growing up because I saw both of my parents together, but I didn't see the love and affection. I just saw like a roommate type of situation. Like you're here, you're over here. So I guess I always kind of wanted that like love and affection.
Right.
So I guess that's where like my relationships and men went wrong. I grew up seeing my dad cheating on my mom a lot. So that kind of like affected relationships that I have now because it gave me trust issues, feeling like, oh, all men are gonna cheat. Just, you know, seeing two people together, I thought I should see like love in a relationship, but it was the total opposite. And then I also saw my mom being like running everything, like taking care of everything. So I feel like in my relationships, it kind of made me like more dominant when it came to men, which most men don't like that. So that led into domestic violence, and that led me into fighting back. And so, like, as I got older in high school and graduated high school, I had like a lot of domestic violence relationships, but it just all came from childhood. Just people think you grow up with both of your parents, like, oh, that's great. But it's like, you don't have to be with the person that you're married to if you're not happy. So that's why I got a divorce, because it's like, I'm not going to let my daughter grow up and see something that she doesn't need to see. I want her to at least see her mom taking care of her mom being happy, rather than just seeing hell in the house. So
That's more important.
yeah, that was kind of that. But I guess I'll do my story, my letter. Dear little me, God has not given you the spirit of fear, so push your shoulders back and move with confidence. You are built for every situation and setback that will come your way. It's just a test of your faith. You will fall down, but you will get back up. Your mistakes will not define you. Growing pains are a part of growth. You are blessed to have guidance and direction. Never take that for granted. Don't bend and break yourself for other people's acceptance. You are different, and that's okay. You don't have to fit in. Learn to be uniquely you. Stop looking for love in the wrong places, because God gives you unconditional love. When people show you their true intentions, believe them and don't ignore the red flags. Toxic relationships should never be normalized. If a man puts his hands on you once, he'll do it again. Love isn't supposed to hurt. Every challenge you face is just preparing you for your destiny. You are smart, you are strong, you are worth it. Never settle, baby girl. You are destined for greatness.
Oh, girl, that just it literally just hit me like right here. Damn.
Thank you.
We love you, Deja.
Yeah, we do, and I just hate to hear that. Like, let me just stop because I really
No, keep going.
no, no,
Don't
because
stop.
it just disgusts me to think how many people have really sat there and watched women just get their hands someone just putting their hands on them. Like,
Kicked
how do
on
you
the floor.
like how do you feel comfortable like
Doing that.
a woman though? Like really?
I had an ex who literally got a picture frame. I found, this was when I first graduated. We were living together, and he worked at Amazon. And I found a phone number in his pocket, and I was washing the clothes. So I pulled the phone number out, and I was literally just kidding. I didn't even think it was a girl, but I was like, "Hey, I'm finna call this number. You got somebody's number on the job?" And he tweaked out. He was like, "Why you doing that? Why you doing that?" So now I'm like, "Oh,
okay.
let me call this number.
Yeah.
You doing
I was just playing, nigga.
no, literally. So I go to call the phone number. This man gets a picture frame, hits me in the face with the picture frame, a glass picture frame. Literally, like I literally
my
fell on the floor.
God.
Then he stomps me.
Oh my God.
Like literally just beating me up. Like I grabbed my phone to call the police, and this man took my phone, threw it off the balcony. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah, like
Deja,
crazy.
we are so happy that you are here because
Thank
sometimes
you.
a lot of people don't make it out of that. I've had friends who had domestic situations and they're no longer here.
Right.
So bless.
Thank you.
That is very important, because I mean, a lot of people do that because I mean, you feel like, I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I'm, because you just say you have somebody that you just really love. Just think about the person that you really love, and it's like if they hit you and then turn back around and was like, "I'm so sorry,"
And you'll take him back. You'll
exactly.
take him back.
I had
And
to really think
then-
about that.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm like, you will.
You will take him back because y'all been together so long, and it's like, you know what? He's crying. He apologized to me. I forgive him. But then you get mad. He gets mad again, and
he
it
does
happens
it
again.
again.
If somebody hits you once, they have that in you. You cannot ignore those red flags. Like, that's a sign. People don't change overnight.
Right.
People literally have to get counseling.
Yeah.
And get in touch with God
That's
and have a spiritual.
mental.
Yeah, like that's something is off mentally. People do not change. If somebody's putting their hands on you, it will not be the last time. So get away while you can.
Yeah, amen. That is very true.
Brittany.
That is very true.
Y'all know y'all ain't
It's
right. Okay,
Brittany's
well,
turn.
well, for me, I had to really think about my childhood. I moved very, very fast, so I had to sit down and really think, like, wow, okay, how was my childhood? And when I thought about it, like, I really had a great childhood. We didn't have a lot growing up. However, like, my mom and her sisters, they were really close knit, so we stayed with our cousins. It was a lot. It was all of us. It's all of us girls. I have all aunts, maybe one uncle, and I have all girl cousins. So we were always together. Like, that was us. Like, our little girl family dynamic, we were together. I have two sisters. I fall right in the middle. So it was actually really good. Like, I'm known as like the mediator of my sisters. They always went back and forth, fighting, acting a fool. Me, I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay, whenever y'all want me to referee this shit, let me know. I'll step in. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm here. Y'all know I can beat both of y'all ass, so just relax. Like, it was that kind of thing. So I was kind of like the ref, the voice of reason, the calm between the storm. I was that girl. I didn't really want no problems. I was really kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was quiet. And but you knew I was that one you just really didn't want to fuck.
Right.
Like, that was that girl.
You the quiet one.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
you the
she
quiet
nice,
ones.
but you don't fuck with her.
You don't go too
So,
far.
yeah. So growing up, I was really just that inquisitive girl. I didn't ask a lot of questions. I'm watching. I'm looking. Like, that was my inquisition.
Very
Like,
observant.
yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, no, let me see what you doing. Do I want to mimic that? If not, don't worry about it. Like, my older sister, we're only 14 months apart. Oh, that girl got into everything. And I knew, I was like, okay, if she got her ass beat for that, then that's ain't what I want to do. Yeah, so it was great growing up with somebody that close because you got the opportunity to see some things that you did or did not want to do.
Right.
And my mom, she was just an amazing woman. Like, I get so many things from her. Like, she still to this day get dressed up every day, just super fly, still wearing heels. She is that woman. Like, she really is. And I would just watch her. I'd be like, dang, our house stayed together all the time. She would cook every day. And like I said, we didn't have nothing. So whatever she put together, I don't know how she threw that stuff together.
You was
but
gonna eat it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was eating. It was good. Whatever whatever she got that from, baby, it was hitting.
Whatever concoction.
So, yeah, she was just that lady, and she taught us that no matter where we were, this is not where we're going to be forever. Like, I went to about 13 schools total, and we moved around a lot. And, like I said, we didn't have much. I remember one time, we had a lot of friends. You live in apartments. You get a lot of friends.
yeah.
Kids.
Oh, yeah. We had all
Apartment kids. We
apartments.
all
Everybody wanted
outside.
to come to our house.
Yeah.
We were the fun house, right? So I remember we had some friends come over one time. And like I said, my mom, she can make something out of nothing. And when I mean something out of nothing, she made a damn TV stand out of nothing. Girl, we had a damn... what was that? A moving box with a sheet over it that was like our TV stand, but you couldn't tell. Girl, our friend raised that shit up and she was laughing because we had a moving box as the TV stand. We beat her ass. Do you hear me?
Yeah, don't be
Bitch,
laughing
don't
at
come
us.
over. Yes, like,
Ain't
do
shit
not
funny.
come over here like we are, like, so we were embarrassed, but not really. Like, we didn't care.
right.
It's like, okay, yeah, you seen it, but
But you ain't finna laugh too hard.
yeah, you better pipe down.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we were like, we were those girls everybody wanted to be friends with, but if you fool with one of us, you got to fool with all of us. That was just that, Yeah, so basically a lot of the things that I do now, I get that from my mom. I get dressed every single day. I keep my house in order. I do like, she is just, she showed me so many things that I wanted to be as a woman.
Yeah.
She is so resilient and she's just beautiful, and everything was just always so positive about her. So I knew I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So my childhood, like I said, was just it was a really great experience. I did have some things that I went through myself, but even with that, I knew that I was gonna bounce back because, like I said, the type of mom I had, like she was the GOAT.
Right.
Still is the GOAT, you know. So it didn't matter, you know. If I had God, I had my praying grandmama and had my mama.
That's all you need.
That's all I needed.
Mhm.
Yeah. So my childhood is really simple and sweet, and with that, that's what I take kind of to my clients. And it's almost like, listen, it don't matter where you are today. I will get you to where you want to
Yeah.
be. Just keep your attitude positive.
Yes.
You know, keep your stuff in order. Don't mess up your record. Don't mess up your back. Like none of that stuff. Like
None
keep
of
your
it.
stuff in order. We could get you to other stuff. Like you
Yeah,
can always get a
that's
better job. You can
definitely
find a way to get money. You can do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But just keep a positive attitude. Keep your faith. And just make sure that you are always aligned with what matters.
Amen.
All the rest of that shit,
Don't matter.
it doesn't matter at
Doesn't
all.
matter.
So yeah, that was my childhood. So I'm gonna keep mine short so that I can get to this letter. All right. See. So little B, okay?
Hey,
So
little B.
whatever girl you know. So whenever you met me, like I said, I went to 13 schools. I don't know if you know B McGee, B Mac, B Durr.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if
You got all the
Brittany McGee,
nicknames.
B Brittany Durr, whichever one you know, dear little her, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I know you don't understand it now, but one day you'll see how God has his hands on your life. Right now, you're simply showing up as the friend who cares, the sister who listens, the girl who dreams big and lights up every room. But little me, you are meant for so much more than you can even imagine. You're already carrying the strength others need when they feel lost. It's like a lighthouse standing tall in the middle of a storm. People will look to you for answers, for reassurance, for that steady voice when everything around them feels shaky. And you'll be there, holding steady because God put the light on you. He knew that you would become someone that others can trust when they are at their lowest. You might not have all the answers, but he's giving you the wisdoms that others cannot see for themselves. I know you feel different sometimes and maybe even out of place, but there's a reason you have that spark. You've always been a leader, and with that, there comes hope, positivity, and spirit that you will shift to others. You are that friend that lifts up others. You are the one that people rely on, and God will always use you in their darkest times. You are here to remind others of their strength when they forget. The love that you carry is bigger than you know, and God is shaping you to be a vessel of his strength and grace. Your journey will not be easy, but one day you'll understand that every step was leading you to your purpose. You're going to be the light at the end of the tunnel for so many people. Keep shining, little B. You are braver, stronger, and loved more than you know. And one day you'll see just how much you are actually capable of, and you'll realize God's plan all along. With all the love and pride, the woman you are becoming.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Shit!
That's a wonderful way to end our episode, dear little me. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Deal, where real estate meets real life.
Until next time, keep pushing beyond the deal and living your best life.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow up for more. We have so much in store for everybody.
Bye.